Hello everyone, got a few dirty jokes for you today. So a young boy asks an 100-year-old man how he got to be so old. The old man tells the boy, "Oh, it's an old cowboy trick. Every morning I put a spoonful of gunpowder on my oatmeal." So the young boy starts doing it, and sure enough he lived to the ripe old age of 106. He left behind 3 children, 8 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren, and a 30-foot hole in the wall of the crematorium. So a family had 2 young boys. One was an eternal optimist, finding good in everything, even terrible things. The other was a pessimist who could find no joy in the world at all. The parents, despairing of their boys ever leading healthy, fruitful lives, sought out a psychologist for help. The psychologist says, "I can cure both boys in a single afternoon." He told the parents, "Go buy a pile of the absolute most amazing toys and games you can find and fill up a room with them. When your pessimist boy sees them all and learns they're all for him, he'll see that there is joy in the world and good things can happen. For the other boy, come over to my stables and collect a truckload of horse dung. Fill a room with the dung and put your optimist son inside, and when he sees all the amazing toys his brother gets and he only get dung, he'll realize not everything has a silver lining." The parents, desperate for peace in their household and wanting both their children to lead happy, balanced lives, do as the psychologist says. They put each boy in their respective rooms and leave them alone for a few hours. When they come back, the pessimistic child is sitting on the floor surrounded by all the wonderful toys, sobbing inconsolably. They ask what's wrong, and he replies, "All these toys are just going to break someday or be stolen by other kids, so I can't enjoy them." Alarmed by this severe reaction, they hurry to go check on their other son. They find him standing on top of the huge pile of horse dung, wildly digging and hurling it over his shoulders, absolutely frantic but with a big grin on his face. They ask, "Son, why are you smiling and digging in horse dung?" And he laughs and calls down to them, "With all this shit, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere." So Nelson Mandela is sitting at home watching TV when he hears a knock at the door. When he opens it, he is confronted by a little Chinese man, clutching a clipboard and yelling, "You sign, you sign." Behind him is an enormous truck full of car exhausts. Nelson is standing there in complete amazement when the Chinese man starts to yell louder, "You sign, you sign." Nelson says to him, "Look, mate, you've obviously got the wrong bloke. Please leave," and shuts the door in his face. The next day he hears a knock at the door again. When he opens it, the little Chinese man is back with a huge truck of brake pads. He thrusts his clipboard under Nelson's nose, yelling, "You sign, you sign." Mr. Mandela is getting a bit annoyed by now, so he shoves the smaller man back, shouting, "Look, push off. You've got the wrong bloke. I don't want them." Then he slams the door in his face again. The following day, Nelson is resting, and late in the afternoon, he hears a knock on the door again. On opening the door, the same man is standing there thrusting a clipboard under his nose, shouting, "You sign, you sign." Behind him are 2 very large trucks full of car parts. This time Nelson loses his temper completely. He picks up the little man by his shirt front and yells at him, "Look, I don't want these. Do you understand? You must have the wrong name. Who do you want to give these to?" The little Chinese man looks at him very puzzled, consults his clipboard, and says, "You not Nissan main dealer." So at a recent computer expo, Bill Gates reportedly compared the computer industry with the auto industry and stated, if Ford had kept up with technology like the computer industry has, we would all be driving $25 cars that got 1,000 miles to the gallon. In response to Bill's comments, Ford issued a press release stating, if Ford had developed technology like Microsoft, we would all be driving cars with the following characteristics. 1. For no reason whatsoever, your car would crash twice a day. 2. Every time they repainted the lines in the road, you would have to buy a new car. 3. Occasionally your car would die on the freeway for no reason. You would have to pull to the side of the road, close all of the windows, shut off the car, restart it, and reopen the windows before you could continue. For some reason you would simply accept this. 4. Occasionally, executing a maneuver such as a left turn would cause your car to shut down and refuse to restart, in which case you would have to reinstall the engine. 5. Macintosh would make a car that was powered by the sun, was reliable, 5 times as fast and twice as easy to drive but would run on only 5% of the roads. 6. The oil, water temperature, and alternator warning lights would all be replaced by a single "this car has performed an illegal operation" warning light. 7. The airbag system would ask, "Are you sure?" before deploying. 8. Occasionally, for no reason whatsoever, your car would lock you out and refuse to let you in until you simultaneously lifted the door handle, turned the key, and grabbed hold of the radio antenna. 9. Every time a new car was introduced, car buyers would have to learn how to drive all over again because none of the controls would operate in the same manner as the old car. 10. You'd have to press the start button to turn the engine off.